quit your job and live the life you've always dreamed of? You're really living the dream, I would imagine, the expat dream.
I feel more free here than I do in the States.
This is it, man. This is the life. Join me, Savannah Jane Buffett, as I follow Jameson Whitbeck, a native of Vermont who dreamt of building wooden boats, and after college did just that. It wasn't long before he moved his wife and kids down to the Virgin Islands to become a charter captain of his very own handcrafted catamaran.
The first time we moved, we had, no money in the account. 1, 2, 3.
I think there's advantages and disadvantages wherever you are. It's just a trade-off, and you choose which ones you want to live with.
So this is what it's all about, right? You get to take your kids down to the beach.
Absolutely. Congratulations on making your life worth living.
Yes. Legendary and obviously lovely Cruise Bay on the island of St. John, otherwise known as Love City. We are going to meet Jameson Whitbeck. He's a captain, he's a boat builder, and he actually built this boat with his own 2 hands. And he said the best way to get to know him is to get to know his boat. So we're gonna go get on it. There he is now. Ahoy, Captain.
Hi there, how's it going?
Hi.
Jameson.
Savannah, what a beautiful boat.
Thank you, yeah. Ready to go for a little sunset sail?
Fantastic, of course I'm ready. All right, anything I need to know or just climb
No,
aboard,
let's
Captain?
get on board.
All right.
Grand entrance.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's up?
Margie.
Hi, Margie.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you.
This is Bella.
This is my
Hi,
daughter
Bella.
This is Kira.
Hi, Kira. Can you pour me a drink, please? Okay.
Hi, I'm Annie.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire. How are you? Nice to meet you. All right, the full fam and the crew.
And the crew. Right, let's get underway. Let's pull that anchor on the port side bow. That's gonna have to come to the ladder, so we're gonna take all this off and drop her the line.
So where are we cruising tonight?
We're gonna do a little sunset sail tonight, so usually it's kind of a cruise to nowhere. Wherever the sun is setting on the water, we'll try and make it out that far. We are out of here. This is a 50-foot cat, KEKOA, and it's a 78-passenger Coast Guard certified boat. We do daytime charters here in St. John and the Virgin Islands. We have lots of comfortable stuff like bean bags and the netting and lots of seats around.
And I see a bar down there.
It's a bar, the always open bar. You're actually doing a very good job staying right on course, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Done this.
You've
done
done
this
a
once
few
or twice.
times. Yeah, I figured. My name is Jameson Whitbeck, and I'm originally from Vermont. I studied psychology in college, and then I really thought I was going to head that direction. My mother, that right when I finished college, rather than encouraging me to continue on in school, she actually said, you know, what's one thing you've always wanted to do and you haven't had a chance to do yet? Out on the phone with her, I just blurted out, I want to build a wooden boat. And it kind of has taken me all the way to where I am now.
And I've noticed the crew, all female, we discussed it, so that's what it takes to work on this boat?
Yeah, the guys don't do any work and the girls do all the work.
You've got it figured out.
As well. Each time that I've sailed to the Caribbean, it really has been on a boat that we built from scratch. So there's been, 5 different boats.
We started the first boat in '99. We spent 2 years in Charleston, South Carolina working on that one.
During the time when we built that first boat, my brother and I were living together and living on a boat, 2 brothers living on a 23-foot boat with, with a dog. Being able to live with my brother and work with him, that was something that touched on growing up together, building forts, and then, the future, what would be. We have a cannon that shoots blanks. It's a little bit of tradition on board, but right now we see, a competition. They kind of like sometimes will tag along and follow us until we fire the cannon at them, so they're kind of always waiting for us.
So I think we should give them what they want.
We're going to get a little closer, and then
Okay.
they'll be waving all cutesy, and you'll fire the cannon, and that'll
Just by
be...
pulling
so,
this cord.
Yeah, let me get a little closer. Ramming speed. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Woo! That's right, take that.
That was awesome. What?
Sorry.
I can't hear you. What?
Seriously. So you ended up the first time you came down here and ended up living here, you were working a charter boat that you and your brothers had built.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have a family at that point?
Yeah, we were in the process. We had a little one. We had a newborn, and that was my oldest daughter now, who's 11. We were running a charter operation here in the Virgin Islands, and had another child. So we had our second one. We were here from 2000 to 2005, operating a boat, and then we sold that one. You know, that might have been a tough decision to sell that boat, and a lot of people wanted to buy it at the time, but it was an emotional thing where my brothers and I, as equal thirds partners, were running this boat, and it was just time to sell the boat and stay brothers instead of having any friction that might come from it. So we wanted to quit while we were ahead.
I would have been content to be there for several more years. We had to make a decision. It was a hard decision to come back here in Denver, but we made the best of it. We carry on with a new venture with the surfboards. I miss my lifestyle of sailing for a living, having the ocean and the environment, and I miss that connection to kind of the outside world.
We were trying to just have the normal lifestyle and go back to the States and just do the thing. And there's a couple different ways where I knew I was having a little bit of a struggle. Just the activity level of my kids, when I kind of saw their comparison to what they would do here and how they would act and how they would, snorkel and sail and do all these dynamic things, and then go back to the States and hide out in air conditioning or just play video games a lot and be inside. And so it was a different feeling, and I think I probably did consider that I'd made a huge mistake.
We talked almost every day, and we finally decided that we need to do another project.
KEKOA we started building in 2006. The idea was just to build it and sell it.
The fun part about that boat, I think construction-wise, was it was our second boat. So we got to put all the bells and whistles, all the changes that we wished we had in the first boat. We were able to put it into this one.
About 6 months into it, I decided to join. I was there from the time we connected the two hulls together until the painting of it. I sanded, I painted, I dealt with epoxy.
And we finished the boat in 2008. It was suddenly, everyone wanted to downsize it. The economy was bottoming out. It was really not the ideal time to be holding on to $1 million luxury item. These dudes from the States, just came through on this idea that they would buy the boat.
Negotiated out a deal for them to buy the boat, which went sour due to the whole banking industry collapsing, which then mutated into a lease agreement.
They would get a delivery crew, and they did. We always joke about, they found 4 guys that knew equally as little about boats as they did. They headed out of Charleston on December 10th, 2008, and they immediately headed out into what you'd say would be like, just deteriorating sea conditions. They're in 50 knots of wind and 30-foot seas and bursts of lightning and hail. In the darkness of one night, they were unaware that an anchor chain was out and smashing the underside. Woke up in the morning and realized that they had damaged the boat, and they kind of freaked out, and they did what any scared people would do. They tripped the satellite beacon that we have on board, and they called a mayday.
And they bailed.
So the 4 guys get pulled up into a chopper. This thing is 300 miles offshore. It was emotionally a roller coaster.
It was a crazy experience to have something like that just be gone in a day, in less than a day, an hour.
Even my father, who's not the most emotional guy, got choked up and said, I feel like I've got a missing son out there or something.
The focus then, once we knew they were all alive and all the investigation and Coast Guard reports were filled out,
Is where's the boat, right?
Where's the boat?
At this point, you think the boat's lost at sea.
We find
It's
out
there.
basically
You can get
by
it.
aircraft and 5 days worth of aerial photos that the boat is in fact floating high and dry. The mast is still up, and it's moving back towards shore. It moved back towards shore by 168 miles all on its own.
So it's sailing itself.
It sailed itself home. We kind of were blinded by the excitement and got on a salvage boat and brought it into shore under its own power.
At that point, does it almost seem like a sign?
Maybe I'm supposed to have this boat and do something with it. Maybe I'm supposed to go back to where we were perfectly happy on a Caribbean island, just being a captain.
Was the decision sort of made that you grabbed the wife, you grabbed the kids, and you said, we're going back to paradise, honey?
Yeah. A little more complicated than that, but yeah.
I'd love to see a day in the life of Captain Jamison. Can we do that tomorrow? You show me around?
You can do the full spectrum. You can get the full experience tomorrow.
I'm in.
Get the out of bed, Shark Bay! Get the up, you worthless slimy! We're going running! Warning, neighbors. There's hardly any wind, there's no waves. But I wouldn't worry about it. It's good sand. We're testing out this surfing while working idea. Just moving to an island and being from the States has its challenges. The first time we moved, we had, no money in the account. We would hitchhike around the island. We didn't even have a car. Oh, it's too early for that too. We're starting to enjoy some of the popularity that comes from, having one boat and then going away and coming back again with a new boat that has a bit of a story. A normal week is usually, all 7 days are usually booked. It might start super early at sunrise and you might get back home at like 11 o'clock at night.
So he's usually leaving when it's dark, coming back when it's dark. And what do you do? Do you take care of the kids, and do you have any, that alone is probably a full-time job, but...
Yeah, I take care of the kids, and then I do all of the stuff for the office, for the boat.
Oh, okay.
And then I also work for a solar company.
You went to college in Charleston, you grew up down there,
Yeah.
and you're living down here. What do your friends back home think of you trying to raise, 3 kids down on the islands? Do they get it? Do they have a lot of questions? Do they think you're crazy?
You get that mixture where some people think that it's the coolest thing, and then there are other people who think that, they're like, how do you do that? It's one of the cooler things, so it's just the community down here more than anything else.
St. John is like such a special place. It really is. Like, the people are amazing, and we are so blessed with so many travelers that want to come here and see the national park and see the color of the water and maybe go to the British Virgin Islands and go to the Soggy Dollar Bar and things that they've heard of. So it's kind of a destination that has a following. And it's such a small little island. You'll see someone 5 times in a day. So you're just like a big family, and it is cool. You can let your kids run free, and somebody's watching them. And you feel much more secure in letting kids just kind of be a kid. And that was another big, huge change from the States.
I think there's advantages and disadvantages wherever you are.
Yeah.
It's just a trade-off, and you choose which ones you want to live with. And to me, it's better to have the kids growing up in a small community where they know everybody and everybody's looking out for each other. I think that stuff's more important to me than some of the other stuff.
You guys like it here? You like growing up here?
Yeah.
It's fun. Can I get a tour of the house? I want to see where y'all live, how it goes.
All right, guys, get ready. Get all ready to go. I'm going to make sure there aren't any cars coming. All right?
Show me how you feel, and I will take consideration. And bring all of your friends, 'cause they are welcome. 'Cause we're going.
It doesn't matter where you are, kids are kids. When they get bored, they're going to invent little games and dangerous stuff to do.
So this is the kid zone.
Yep, Kira sleeps in the bottom bunk, Sully's up top.
This is where you make breakfast for everyone?
This is where Kira cooks.
So that was kid zone, and this is mom and dad land, grown up zone. Very nice. And then this is your amazing view. It's a nice thing to wake up and see in the morning. You want to come out here and have a little girl talk with me?
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit about, you guys went back, you picked up from here, you went back to Charleston, which is where you're from, and settled in, and then all of a sudden, it's time to come back. Jameson wants to come back. So was that tough for you? Were you ready to come back? Did you miss it at all?
So when we moved back to the States, Jameson tried working for other people. She was just it's not his thing. So I kind of encouraged him to build another boat. And Belle and Sully kind of had their young childhood down here for the most part before we moved up there. And I was pregnant with Kira. It was due in April, and Jameson's like, this way we get to show her all of that stuff, and she gets to experience it. When we first bought a piece of property on St. John, we just built kind of a temporary structure because the permitting process takes so long.
My family and I, we all lived in a treehouse.
It's really little. It's kind of a little 10 by 10 main structure with 2 lofts off the sides and a little teeny tiny kitchen hallway kind of entrance with a little, it's basically an outhouse. There's a composting toilet.
So this is where Claire had to hike up to do the laundry and the...
Yeah, carry the laundry out, carry the clean laundry back in. The water had to be carried, the kids. But we got in shape.
This is the entrance, this is the gate.
Yeah, this is the grand entrance right here. Watch your step. This was our little pathway, our little crushed stone pathway.
This literally is a treehouse. I wasn't sure what to expect, but this is a treehouse. How long did it take you to build this?
This took about 4 months. 4 months to put together. Yeah, actually on my days off. Yeah, at that time, it had sail fabric for a roof. You can still see some of the fabric. Since then, it's had an aluminum roof put on. Survivor Virgin Islands style.
I can't get over thinking of you as a little baby sort of running around out here and your mom sort of chasing after
This was your little door. You do this for the love of it all, for sure. You gotta love St. John and the Caribbean to do it this rustic. I think you really gotta love the whole thing. We're gonna go to the BVI tomorrow, so you can do the full spectrum. If it's not a wood board, it's not tough enough. Foam boards are gonna go, they're gonna get smashed up no matter what you do.
All right, here we are. Surf times.
Right now. You actually see waves? Oh, no, buddy.
So this is what it's all about, right? You get to take your kids down to the beach,
Absolutely.
get in the water.
Yeah, he's enjoying learning to surf right now.
You know, I know you talked about, you moved back to the States for a minute, but I mean, I would imagine as a kid, this is kind of a dream place to grow up.
Yeah, and they've just learned to be so adaptable, and it's just such a nurturing little place to have kids. I mean, they can chill at the beach. You got one out surfing, one beach combing around, and then I've got 3 kids, so it really is pretty cool to have them growing up on an island and learning to surf and sail and snorkel. And
Well, I'm ready.
yeah, we
That
should
looks
go for
too
it.
beautiful.
Cool down a little. The most amazing thing about what I'm able to do just going sailing every day, I mean, it's a cool job in and of itself, being able to just hold the wheel of a boat and sail back and forth to islands and you make a living. Take me to the dock now. But the coolest thing probably is to be able to bring your kids to work and they're there with you. It's not just they're not in the way, they're actually part of the show. And they're the captain's kids. So it is, I'm really blessed in that, being able to bring them to work and they're not in the way. People are always asking, is that a GPS? What are you looking at all the time? And I tell them, no, it's even more vital piece of equipment for this boat. iPod. Dude, check out this Barracuda. Oh yeah, let's swab this deck down, yeah? Start swabbing.
Running like an engine, the gas tank's running low. They fly past like a hurricane on the western coast. But it's okay, 'cause I'm
Will you just drive forward on that?
catching up to the sound they made. Yeah, yeah. I leave on Friday, and I'll back to rendezvous. But I'll be late, 'cause, well, I got shit to do. Get in line is what my mind told me I should do. But I'll procrastinate, leave everything up to fate. Well,
So what's it like being an all-girl crew?
It's awesome.
Pretty badass. Yeah, right? Female power on the boat. And did it naturally, I mean, did you have an idea, like, I want an all-female crew?
Yeah.
I know you're married, so it wasn't like
It
you're trying to
evolved.
pick up chicks in bikinis, so.
Yeah, obviously, you know, that was a bad plan.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible plan.
Whoops, I did it backwards. You know, it may have evolved over time, but we
Right.
definitely have noticed that the paperwork is done properly. Things are cleaned all the way, and attention to detail is a little bit better. I like that.
People tell us, like, this is the best day of my life.
But that happens a lot, right?
Every day you'll make someone saying like looking in your eyes saying that
You
it's
just
the best
gave them
day
the
of
best
their
day of their
life.
life. That's the cool thing I think about a really great job is that you don't mind working your ass off. Like you actually enjoy it,
We
right?
got, I don't know, I think the main thing that keeps all of us going is we got a comment in our guest book the other day that says, what was it? Thanks.
Congratulations on making your life worth living.
Congratulations on making your life worth living.
Yes.
So you've obviously got your family here. You started a family down here, but did you leave some family back in the States?
Yeah, my wife's parents, from Charleston, so we certainly travel to Charleston a lot. My grandfather's in upstate New York. One is 97 and one is 98.
That means you're probably going to be doing this for a very long time.
Yeah, and this is one of those things you can kind of, sail right into old age.
So you have this amazing photo book that sort of describes the story of your boat and your family and your brothers. Do you ever just look through this yourself and look back and be like, wow, lived a pretty cool life?
There's a lot in there. There's a lot going on.
I mean, it's got everything. It's got your first trip down here, the story of the boat lost at sea. So this is the moment where you're finally back.
The triumphant moment where we actually showed up, when the boat was successfully delivered here and we made it. This is the moment where it was just kind of triumphant, and I put up my arms and it was, we're here. We finally made it back to St. John. But the whole book is full of, pretty poignant emotional shots of what we've gone through to get to St. John and then back again. You just really have to let go of all the little what ifs, and you have to, you kind of have to bail out just how you imagine yourself bailing out, and kind of let go of a lot of stuff and a lot of connections, and you try it, and then if you just go for it, it works out.
His lifestyle is so awesome, and I hope that I can kind of follow in his footsteps someday and kind of be a free spirit that lives on an island and enjoys life with his family and does what he loves to do.
Find the lifestyle that you like. What is it that makes you happy? Don't make it just your 2-week vacation out of the year. Find a lifestyle that really is rewarding.
I think, given everything that's happened and trying to move away once and be normal and then being pulled back in, I think until further notice, until some opportunity presents itself that would cause me to think that I have to undo this all again, yeah, this is pretty much forever.
Hello. It's nice to finally meet you.
E aqui? Dolphin. The mission of Give and Surf is to empower the community of Bahia Honda through educational and community development. My best friend Jack and then my girlfriend at the time, we decided to build a playground.
This is awesome.
I had always known in the back of my mind that living a normal life was not me. I went back and I tried to live back in normal society. Leaving that all behind was unbearable. I didn't have an end to the story. You can't end your life without accomplishing something that you've dreamt about your whole life. Just what the doctor ordered.
I'm Eric Ripper and I'm here with Stanley Tucci. Watch my new show On the Table here on Reserve. Click to subscribe.
That was good.
That was good. I am actually your sous chef today.
Yes, I know, and it's something that I've wanted for years. When I'm cooking at home, I always say, where's Eric? Why isn't he here helping me?
Food like film is performance.
We had 3 different kinds of vodkas. That was our breakfast. Strong?
Yeah.
As it should be. Sure. I'm completely drunk. Why would I remember that?
Both are dramatic.
Let's put a little zest in.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
You're better than I am.
I'm not better. I mean, seriously, it's a lemon.
Whoa!
Look at that. Romantic.
She loved what she did so much. I would almost feel like I wanted to cry.
Spectacular. Look at the fish. It looks really fantastic.
It's so pretty.
Or sad. I have been on training for a couple of episodes. I couldn't say my lines. I couldn't even play myself. I don't know what I was, but it was pathetic.
You were in my kitchen every day. I cook really well.
Well, if you teach me how to say my lines, you can give me the best food on earth if I'm by myself.
It's meant to be shared.
I mean, you're not going to hide the bottle of wine, and you're an alcoholic if you do that. And then if you take the fish and you put it somewhere and you hide it in a corner,
right.
It could be a good character for a movie.
Yeah, but it's a sad character.
It's a sad character, exactly. Yeah.
You're getting better.
Yeah. And it's 10 more episodes.